Meeting is now streaming live on custom live streaming service.
It's about to come on.
That's what it's saying there.
Yeah.
We live, baby. Let's do it.
It's about to come on.
No, it's on. It's on like butter popcorn.
Welcome to Sideline2Baseline show with MB and KLEW. Y'all listen here. It's been a rough one already. I'm tired. I don't even know why I'm tired. I'm sweating. I don't even know why I'm sweating. It's hot. It's getting hot in here. Okay. Look here. Man, we are here today to take it to the streets. This is for you guys. This show is mainly for you guys as our fans, as our riders, as our ballers.
Ride or die, baby.
You get to ask us questions. You get to share with us comments. And today, our beautiful Lakeisha Williams is in the building.
All right, Lakeisha in the house.
In the building.
That's right. So anytime she sees something interesting come across that comment wire, she gonna say, KLEW, hush your mouth. I'm in here. I'm in the building. It's my time.
Absolutely.
Hey, like Queen Latifah, ladies first. So she gonna have it. So that's how we gonna do it.
Yeah,
So,
I like it. I love it, actually.
So guess what, y'all? Friday, we had an awesome show. We had the U in the building again, the 1983/84 national champions.
But not just any U, baby, the OG U's, baby, the OG.
Exactly. And listen, my mom tells us all the time, me and my brother, hey, give me my flowers while I'm here. Yeah. And guess what? We got an opportunity to get a man of the hour, the man of 1983. Coach Howard Schnellenberger. Yeah. We got a chance to give him his flowers. Not just MB and myself, but we did it collectively with representatives from the 1983-84 national championship team. Got to keep squeezing that 84 in there because they won it on January 2nd. 2 days, so I'm going to get a 84. All right. So to give MB's gonna share with us some highlights that happened during that time. Go ahead, MB.
Hey man, like you said, it was an awesome show, man. And for me, being obviously going to UM and looking up to those guys, man, I was like a kid in the candy store, man. Being able to dialogue with those guys, man. But you know, the topics we talk about it's like practice. We talking about practice, you know. And to hear them talking about like 3 days, I was like, good Lord, if we had 3 days, that I said on the show, the NFL players be striking out. They'll be still striking right now. But the thing, man, they said a lot of great things, heartfelt comment, especially at the end with Coach Trestman and Calhoun. Man, they talked about the issues that's going on today, gave us some great advice. But the thing that was my favorite was right before the show in the chew and chat period, like Coach Schnellenberger, man, 86 years old, holding camp, man. It felt like a team.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
he
sir.
Was like, guys were talking. He's like, hey, shut up. Y'all be quiet. Hey, this was what I want. Hey, y'all go around the ball and y'all tell me what y'all doing with yourself. And you know what was so profound was he wanted to know about them. It was like a granddad where you get to sit on his lap and say, this is what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you check. Oh, yeah. And he wanted to check in and find out what they was doing. Like I remember Eddie Brown was like, hey, coach, this is my son, you know? And it was like such a heartfelt moment, you know? And it was so genuine because he genuinely wanted to hear from everybody. And it was so important to him. He wanted to find out about their well-being, and it was just awesome. That was a highlight, you know.
MB, I thought he asked downtown Eddie Brown. I thought he asked, what is 40 time? What his hands look like? Can he catch it over the left and right shoulder? What's his break? Is he getting in and out of breaks correctly?
Right. Hey, man, when you're a coach, man, it's just in your DNA, man. You always coaching. I mean, that's in his vein, man, in his blood, and that's what he was doing. So he was true to his calling, man. It was just a great for us to like listen in on it, and it's almost like you went back in time for that team meeting, you know. But going back in time, man. My question from our dude, man, Al, baby. Al McClain, man, showing us the love. Man, Al McClain Senior, man, always got some excellent questions. So I told you, Al, I was going to answer your question. Here it goes. You basically was asking, you said, man, back in the day and that time, you know, when they started that destiny, what ingredients are missing now from the current University of Miami Hurricane team, right? And as Al, as a coach, when I was coaching there, right, I came up with what I called the Hurricane DNA, baby, because we had some ballers. And the one characteristic when you see on this list, it's got nothing to do with size, right?
Yeah.
All right, because it's not the size of the dog in the fight, right? It's the size of the fight in the dog. And these are the dog qualities. When you talk about Hurricane DNA, what you got to have, all right? Speed and agility, all right? And I'm not just talking about 40 speed. I'm talking about play speed, right? Michael Irvin ran probably at best a 4.6. And when you look at some of the greatest players, right, in the NFL, Jerry Rice, right, 4.6. Emmitt Smith, 4.6, right? It's playing speed, right? So speed and agilities. Mental and physical toughness. Yeah. Physical. Yeah. All right? Mentally and physically tough, right? You got to be able to put your face in the fan, baby. All right? Hey, you can't be scared, right? Instincts, all right? You got to have that Luke Skywalker instincts, get to the ball, make a play, right? Football smarts, all right? You got to have it. And MB, committed on being the best, man. You got to got guys who passionate, who love the game. And the last thing is skill, right? You got to have the skill. So when you look at the University of Miami greats, right? If they were deficient in one area, right, then they was elite in another to make up the difference.
Man, cut all that out, MB. I'm not gonna listen to that. How about the party and the club, man? The coming in and smelling it go through your pores during practice. That's what I heard. I done did 1, 2 different Miami interviews, boy. The talk was very similar. So you left that part out. What that part, Vinny?
Hey, that's the reward. That's the celebration, baby. That's when you have put in the hard work. It's like, man, you go pick up that paycheck. And we used to play on Saturdays, man. It's show up and show out. It was like our time, our reward for all the work that we put in during the week. That was like picking up paycheck, man. That was like, man, daddy got paid. Everybody going out to eat. We going to Red Lobster or whatever, you know. Hey, we about to have a family treat, and that was the byproduct of that. But when you look at the current, so Al, to your question, when you look at the current state right now, right, and it's just not the University of Miami, it's just there's a lot in this generation. It's the mental toughness, I think, is one of the keys that's missing. It's the it's the skill set that's also being deficient. A lot of times we tell our kids, hey, talent is not enough. You got to work on your skills. You hear like guys who are elite, like for basketball, my man Larry Bird shooting 500 shots a day. Man, Michael Irvin used to be on the football field running the same routes, just putting in the work. And a lot of guys, they just talking the talk, walk and not walking the walk. You got to put in the work. So when I look at this Hurricane DNA, one of the things I think is missing is the mental and physical toughness. We're a reset generation. These kids, when they go through something, they want to tap out. And then number 2, the skill set, right? And then I would say number 3, the football smarts. These kids don't understand the game. They're not being a student in the game. And I think that helps out, man. You can see stuff out. Those guys are student in the game. And that's what you heard on Friday night.
Hey, look, man. I'm sorry to be the party pooper.
Hey, man, you went to Duke, man. So,
hey, what I say don't matter, huh?
Exactly. Unless you
I ain't going to be quiet. Hey, because right now, we better than them too, so I get to talk. So look, I think the big thing you said really in that was mental toughness, man. Yes. These kids are working their butts off nowadays. They going out there running routes. They halfway lifting weights. they getting it in, you know, when it comes to going out there running, speed, agility, all that stuff. But then, man, I'm telling you, when you see them jokers in the game time situation, you look in their eyes and being, you know, like I know that we know. You look at a joker eyes and you already know what's going down. You see that fight or flight response and you see, I smell pump.
That deer in the headlight, man.
Smell it. And you like, look, man, he ain't got a chance. Listen, it was so funny. I got a story that'll fix that. I went and watched my god brother, so my little nephew. You know, I went to over to Tampa to watch him play his final game his senior year. And the coach allowed me to go in there and give a little pep talk. So I go in there and I get started, and you know us, it'll be in linebackers. We get all into it. We sweat. We ready to hit somebody too, right? I come out in the locker room. My brother went in there with me. He came out. He's like, "What you think?" I said, "They finna get blown out."
What happened? What you saw?
Listen. I had never seen neither one of the teams play before, LB. But I looked in them jokers' eyes in that locker room. I say they about to get blown out. MB, we left in the second quarter. It was 35-0 when we left. I say, I told you.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about, man. Right. You can say all that stuff you want to, but that mental toughness, man, that separate everybody. Right. You know how it is, MB. You could be pounding the joker, talking to him, and you see the quit just coming to him.
Right.
And he give up.
Right.
Now watch, physically, you may not even be stronger than him. You may not even be faster than him, but you mentally tougher. You ain't no quitting you. And these guys, they got quit in them. That's what it is.
And you know what? Hey, KLEW, it bring me back to the show, right? When they start talking about their practice and how they was doing 3 days. And Alonzo Highsmith was like, man, Coach, Coach Stellenberg, you the only guy that ever made me cry on the field. Because I felt like I could. But those guys put in so much work. That when you put in that time, man, you refuse to lose. You just got that mindset that, man, like when we was at Miami, we was like, man, we was the best conditioned team in the world. Like the humidity, the conditions, man, it would rain all day, right? This is before an indoor facility. We just got an indoor facility. It'd be raining all day, and it seemed like the coach had to deal with God because when it was practice time, it'll stop raining, and the field is wet. And it's humid, and we got the man. It was like we was in a boiling pot, you know. It was burning up, but it just, man. So when Saturday came and teams came down there, we was like, man. By fourth quarter, we put out that fourth quarter. We knew it was over with. Yeah, we about to crush them like the bug, you know, because it was the mental mindset.
I remember the when we had kind of your class in there with Lamar, and I think Melvin Bratton and Tank. Not Tank, what's his name?
Who?
The linebacker that played in front of you.
Oh, Tiger.
And it was like, remember one of them guys mentioned that they said, man, I looked at MB over there or Michael, and I said, man, you ain't gonna make it here. You might as well go home.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, but what was your response to that? Your response was, boy, I'm finna show them.
Right.
These kids, you tell them that. Transfer portal.
Transfer
portal, baby. We going to the portal, baby. Free agent. I'm a free agent, man. Wait for it said I was good enough.
Right.
And you see what I always say, I call it the reset generation, right? When things get tough, unfortunately, majority of this generation, they want to hit it like a video game, and he hit reset and start over, as opposed to some things you just got to go through. That's why I like what's my quarterback that was at Alabama that transferred to Oklahoma. He endured that thing. He left way before then.
Yeah.
What's my man name?
I can't.
Golly. But he
went second round to Philly.
Yes.
He in Philly now.
Man. Yeah. But my man, he endured it. Right?
See, that's what y'all lie here for. That's why y'all lie here, ballers. Y'all supposed to be typing in right now.
Hey, he endured it, KLEW. All right, he endured it. He could have easily transferred a year before, but he stayed true to the character of that dude. But unfortunately, that used to be the norm back then, and now it's not the norm now.
Right.
You know, these kids with everybody.
Jalen Hurts.
Everybody, Jalen Hurts. Everybody want to transfer. Everybody want to have their brand. Everybody, but they want to put the cart before the horse, and you got to pay the price to be the best. Ain't nobody giving you nothing. You got to go out there and take it, baby.
Hey, I appreciate you, Zal. Zach Hawkins, but I was faster than you, man. See, I'm depending on y'all to pick me up. I'm depending on y'all to make me sound like I'm somebody, but y'all ain't gonna even help me.
He was coming. I just want to point out, Adam mentioned that you're well conditioned when the rain is considered a relief in practice.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Them were some of the funnest practices when it's raining.
Oh yeah, you get to play outside.
Yeah,
I mean, you just have fun. I mean, you just enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
But just think about that. Man, back in the day, remember they say, man, they had like a 2-minute water break at Snellenberg. So in the rain, it's like they probably took off their and be trying to drink the rain.
Now talk to them about when they took it to the office, the complaint.
Oh yeah. So my man, I think this was Dave, all right, and Dave, the old lineman, they had the leaders go in there because it's quote unquote leadership council. So they go talk to Snellenberg because the practices was too hard. They was doing 3 days. I mean, he killing them. First day the first practice had shorts. Then the last two practices in padded practice just banging. And you remember they say every practice is a live. You worry about the TPO, it's live, right? Right. They go talk to Snellenberg. The leader said, "Hey, coach, hey man, the practice are tough. Can we adjust the practice?" And Coach Snellenberg say, "Man, you know what? I appreciate you guys in the snow. I appreciate you guys coming
in here.
But get your butt outside. Ain't nothing changing."
Hey, that was awesome. The other thing I thought was awesome, and to me, still ahead of the time, because I still have never been. I done played every level. Still have never seen this. The 2 7-on-7s at one time going.
Yeah.
Who's doing that, MB?
Yeah.
Even today.
Yeah.
How far ahead of their time were they?
Yeah, exactly.
2 7-on-7s going and the 9-on-7.
Right.
So we know 7-on-7, 9-on-7, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
But they had 2 7-on-7s and a 9-on-7 going. That way, everybody was getting reps. And shoot, when you name the quarterbacks, I think what they say? Jim Kelly was in there. Benny Testaverde, quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, Bernie, and then Bernie named another guy. So they needed 4. They needed 4 7-on-7s with them jokers out there.
Exactly, Mark Ritt.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just was like, I was amazed. Like that was the most shocking thing. Because if you remember, the players kept talking about the coaches. Like this guy was the best coach I ever had. This guy taught me. This guy, and I'm like, I'm just like, yeah, man, that's what y'all supposed to say. Then they hit it with the 2 7-on-7s.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, never heard of this in my life.
Yeah, especially back in the day. Back in the day. Now that's a staple and stuff, but especially back in the day, they definitely was ahead of the time because remember, offensively, that's back in the day, everything was wishbone, smash mouth football. They introduced the vertical passing game as well, So they definitely coaches, man, was outstanding, man. Outstanding job. They prepared those guys. It's no surprise why the end result was the championship. And like I said, that 83 team is the pillar of the University of Miami program. They set that thing off, man. They set it off right.
Well, y'all make sure y'all just take it to the streets, man. That mean that's y'all. When we take it to the streets, we bring it to y'all. So questions and comments so Lakeisha can get involved. If y'all want to hear this beautiful Black woman talk, then y'all better do these questions. I ain't gonna let her say nothing. She cut out. She cut off from now on to y'all talk.
Well, hey, KLEW, I got something to jump it off with, man. I got something. Okay.
Go ahead.
So for me today, man, it just me and my wife, we're renting the house right now. So we went to look at this house we're looking to possibly purchase. And so I was like, man, with real nice house, man. Look like George Jefferson Wheezy moving on up, right? So, but with the climax, I asked my real estate friend, I said, okay, how is the Black community in here? I ain't see a lot of Black. So I said, today I'm going to go test it. So I went over there, I went walking through the neighborhood. And I was going to say, okay, I'm going to see what type of looks I get, to see if it's, because I got to protect my family. So just like as I'm walking, cars coming, white people in the car, they waving at me. I'm like, oh, okay, Southern hospitality is real. But I say, aha, no. I can't get caught by that because in the South, they'll be smiling in your face and they'll hit you behind the back, right? So I said, I got to see some brothers in this. So I saw the brothers, right? Saw some in tennis court because it's nice neighborhood. Got the golf, got everything. So I saw some brothers. I was like, okay. But then it made me think about the movie Get Out. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? So it just put me in that mindset. Like, man, like racism is so hard to identify because it's so objective. You know, what may be, we may see one thing and the other person see a lot, because really what's been going on, it's almost like before this thing happened, it's almost they treated us like we was crying wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like crying wolf, like and that, oh, you just an angry black man, or you just saying this and that. And Cap was ahead of the game. And one thing that was so profound, I was looking at the NFL and Roger Goodell, man, I know he's on America Most Wanted list sometimes, right? But what I liked about him, he manned up. And he said, man, you got to see it. It was on Twitter. It was profound. He said, man, we made a mistake. We was wrong. And we taking ownership that that we got it wrong. And we want to get this right. And I was like, you know what? Because sometimes people make an excuse, right? I mean, make an apology, but they ruin apology with the excuse. And I like the fact that he stepped up to the plate and he was like, you know what? We got to get this right because we was wrong. And you see it now going, people are expressing their concerns and people are recognizing that we haven't been crying wolf. We're not the angry black man, but there's a serious problem that's going on. Not only in the natural, that's a pandemic with the virus, but unfortunately it's a pandemic with racism or discrimination as well. And we in this world need we need a cure on both ends.
Man, well, I know y'all realize I'm a daddy of two. That was my little fella ran in there. Hey, no, you said it. You said a mouthful, MB, and I think there's some stories obviously out there that are being talked about. The one that comes to my mind, obviously, for us around here, the Florida State story with Mike Norvell, and I think that epitomizes the kind of cry wolf. Watch this. Okay, there's an issue. Let me just give a statement. Right. And so Mike made a statement, and the statement wasn't true. And what was impressive about it is you had one of the leaders of the team, Marvin Wilson, come out and say, "Hold on, player. That statement you just made, that wasn't true. And we're gonna hold you accountable for it. We're gonna do it so much we ain't coming to workouts tomorrow." Right. And immediately Mike Norvell went back, made another statement, had a meeting, and then and the team squashed everything. But that's kind of, I think what you're talking about, Mike, the fact that we're put in these situations a lot of times out of our elements into new elements. And a lot of times these kids are forced, like, a square peg in a round hole. And it's like, we don't necessarily fit. We don't necessarily see folks like us around campus. We don't necessarily see where they celebrate my culture, right? And it's amazing to me, how we feel like we can step. I think Mike needed to do more. I think those kids are young. They want to be there. They want to play. But I think he needs to do more than that. And maybe he is. Maybe he put something together that we just don't know about. But I think that's definitely something that needs to be done.
Yeah, and I think what's happening is that a lot of people are politically trying to say the right things. But just like the Bible says, it's not that you need to be a hearer, but you need to be a doer. And absolutely. I like the fact that people are shining the spotlight on people who are living or not, or their lives or actions not lining up consistently with their words. It's no different than my man from Georgia, right? Right. He got exposed, right, saying that amendment number 2 is for elite whiteism, superior. Yeah. And he got exposed, and that's what's happening. And you see it all through the term. My daughter was like, she was showing me something and she said something about you. It's like a movement now that when you see racism or people disparity or they're saying things that's contradicting, that people are exposing them. They're like exposing them where they work. They're exposing them this. So it's like the spotlight is shining bright because it's forcing you, hey, you need to be real and consistent in your backstage and your front stage. No different than Papa John's, right? What happened to him? He got
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm because of social media, because of the iPhone, right? We can have a press conference now, and a lot of stuff is now getting exposed. And I'll end with this. Like Will Smith got a quote. He says, "Racism haven't increased; it's just now being filmed."
Yeah.
And that's what's happening now. It's been told.
Hey, Papa ain't laying down and taking it though. Papa's fighting still, trying to get his chairmanship back, baby. Y'all need to read all of it. You know, and talking about, you know, I mentioned, you know, putting a square peg in a round hole. Our former players, 3 guys that are in the NFL, spoke out about a strength and conditioning coach that was going as far as mimicking black players, pulling his pants down, sticking his hand into his pants and trying to just walk around and strut. Like, and, you know, 3 players spoke out about this guy. Now, of course, Coach Ferentz came in and made a statement, shouldn't be happening. This, you know, I'm just now being made aware of it. This, you know, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for the players, and I'm going to reach out to the individual players to share with them and get them to really just open up their heart. And by the way, we're going to suspend him and put him on administrative leave. This is my problem with that. He's been there with you since you got there, 1999, y'all. This strength and conditioning coach has been there for 20 years. Okay? Like, this dude ain't just get here. And I said, wow, if there's any time for a lack of institutional control kind of violation, I don't know what is. For 20 years, you've let this guy run roughshod. And then you had the tight end, San Francisco tight end, George Kittle, being supportive of his teammates that he played there with. Some of the guys that made these comments, he actually suited up with it while he was at Iowa. And, you know, he was saying, I support these guys and I know this happened. Like, that's a problem, man. You know how everybody's strength coach crazy, first of all. Everybody who played college football, we all know our strength coach is crazy. But that's a bad crazy. Normally, he's a good crazy guy. Like, well, you love him, everybody, he's your guy. But you gotta think, it was guys ain't want no parts of that weight room. And guys, we have to be in that weight room forever, seem like. That weight room is just like the practice field. It's just like the locker room. Like, it's a part of your DNA. It's a part of who you are. And that guy sees you longer than the coaches. He sees you all season and in the season.
Right.
Off season, the coaches can't be with you. Guess who you stuck with? Him. Guess who gets to go back and tell the coaches how you're progressing?
Right.
As a player. He does. So think about all the salt in the game he's been throwing for years. And you tell me you suspending him until further investigation? How long he got to ruin people's lives? It's been 20 years, y'all.
Hey, and let me address that, right? I want to bring out a couple points because and I want to watch my words careful, right? But when you was talking, it reminded me, you said this at the end, that weight training coach had power because he's around those players more than the coaches.
Absolutely.
NC2A rules, he's able to put his hands on them year round.
Yes.
So he has a lot of power. So because you're thinking like you got technically grown men and you asking like the coach said he never heard of it. I'm like, as
Come on, man.
No, but listen to me. So let's look at that. Let's say that was a true statement, that because this coach got so much power that the coaches was probably, the players was probably afraid to go.
Right.
It's no different, God forbid, like say, hear my words, killing. It's no different when you look at what happened with Michigan State, how that one doctor was molesting all those gymnasts.
Right.
People are silent because they're thinking like, I'm silent because nothing's going to happen or I may lose what I got. And so we start compromising our integrity because of fear that we may lose, especially in college. And you know this, right? It's not like the NFL where you get paid all this money. I don't care what, you got to play. But in college, the coach threatens you with playing time.
Absolutely.
So I remember Kenny Calhoun. No, it was Albert Bentley was talking. He's like, man, I won MVP, but I wasn't playing. I said, did you talk to the coach? He's like, no. It wasn't back then. It wasn't common that you complain because the coaches had so much. Shut up, get it right.
Right.
So for Greg Kittle and all those guys say, yeah, I knew it happened, but you say, man, you ain't say nothing. But now because of the power that you broke down, those guys are being quiet. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I'm just saying it's two sides, but obviously, right, as a coach, you're saying it's your responsibility to know what's going on.
And that's what I'm saying. Isn't that the whole rule of lack of institutional control?
No doubt.
So I ain't letting him off the hook. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
For real.
I understand that, but I just want to shine a different light on it that I can see possible how he could maybe didn't know, right? How it could have went on for so long because nobody said anything. And that's the thing. That's the thing right now. We got to have courage for people to step up and say something. Because look, you look at the people who step up and say anything, you basically living a martyr life. Think about this.
But think about it right now. Yeah, at the end of the day, Kaepernick has been martyred.
That's what I'm saying.
Kaepernick he's been proven right. All the other guys, hey, watch this. All the other guys at these colleges that stood up, we don't know where they at. Why? Because they got sent home. They got kicked out. I mean, one of the players that was complaining about at Iowa said every time he had a ton of tattoos. He walked through the football offices with a tank top on.
Right.
And get called up to the coach's office. Because he walk around. That ain't the Iowa way. What you mean?
Right.
That ain't how we do it at Iowa. What you mean? You recruited me with these tats.
Right.
It was good enough when you came in the South Side, because this guy from Chicago, so you came to the West Side of Chicago, South Side of Chicago to bring me here. It was good enough then. So why not? I got to conform and transform and be all this that I'm not. Like you should be making the environment conducive to who I am, as well as me obviously having rules, right? But at the same time, you can't just say, hey, you no longer, we're wiping you clean, wiping your brain clean of everything you've ever known and dreamed of, and you got to become this guy. And that's what's been happening. It's been happening for a long time.
So KLEW, so is it a control issue? And then 2, can you blame kids for wanting to transfer?
I'm gonna let MB take it.
Say that again, tell me.
Is it a control issue, do you think? And then second, can you blame kids for wanting to transfer?
Every situation is different. Like I said earlier, these kids, they transfer off anything. A lot of times these kids, and I'm generalizing obviously, right? But majority of these kids, they dealing with entitlement. They think like, man, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, because you got to look at it with the social media. They get all these likes, they get all these followers, right? Everybody Don King and them, Then you go to the next level, and then now you got to hit reset and you got to start over again. I remember when I went to UM, I'm big time, big fish in a small pond. Everybody Don King, me blowing out. You know, before I became famous on that high school level, I was a big head, big feet. And nobody, last dude to get picked, and the girls didn't like me. But when I came great at football, ooh, he looked like LL Cool J. Hey. Look at his lips, you know. But
back then, they didn't want me. Now, they all want me.
I went to UM and I had to start over. And I felt like transferring. And what the kids don't understand, it's a price to pay to be the best. And this is a microwave society. And a lot of times when things don't happen the way they want it, they don't know how to endure, right? So from a control standpoint, it could be some issues. I mean, it's places I coach where, you know, it's a battle with the leadership and you be like, nah, but being a voice for those kids and stepping up. So those are some situations, but it's rare to some case, right? But I'm not denying the fact that there is some situation control issues where, you know what, where you got to check somebody and you like, this ain't right. But that's when you, as now, what a lot of coaches are doing now, smart coaches, they're creating a leadership counselor of not a bunch of guys of yes man, but a guys that's going to give the truth in a mature way and be the voice for the players. So that way, that's what I'm saying. Like what's happening at Iowa, hey, that should have been created, because now create a safe environment where now you can those kids can communicate the blind spots. I do that now as a father. If you're a leader and the people around you are silent and you're not getting feedback, that's a problem. You don't want to surround yourself with yes men, because the hardest problem in the world to fix is when you don't recognize there is a problem. Well, and you need the feedback from your players. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what's happening out here, though. Right. In a football locker room, let's just face it, MB, in a football organization, a football team, head ball coach wants full, total, all, and complete control. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. That is how it's run. And it's celebrated. Hey. Oh, I'm gonna tell coach. Oh, if you know what I mean, from think about it, even in high school. Get what the number one job for high school coaches are.
What?
Get on them boys when they step out of line. I'm gonna tell coach. That's every teacher, every educator's favorite word. I'm gonna call the football coach, and it starts there. I even go even before then. A lot of single moms in the Pop Warner Little League organization. That joker stepping out of line, ain't getting the right grades in school. Get what they say. I'm gonna tell your coach. Because they want to see him running, crabbing, rolling, all that. Get his attitude adjusted so when he come back home. And the coaches they love that. They want all complete, total control. And so I do agree with the question that you raised, Lakeisha. That it's a control issue. It's definitely a control issue. It's very few coaches that are doing like MB is talking about, putting together a leadership council. I'm the leadership council.
But you know,
that's what the leadership council is. As a head coach, that's how they feel. I'm the leadership council. It all starts, ends, begins, and goes through me.
KLEW, unfortunately, I'm gonna give my opinion. I'm gonna get the other side. It's not like that anymore. It's the other way now. It's not like I'm in control. That's a rarity now. Now it's more or less like with the branding and the transfer rule, the things have switched. Now the players are having the power. It's very rare now where you get coaches like you're talking about, where it's controlling and whatnot. That's not the norm anymore. A lot of times those coaches are kissing up to the players, as opposed to the players being in line and the coaches demanding respect, because the coaches, like, because of the transfer, because of this and that, it's like now it's lenient and nobody is holding the kids accountable, and that's the tragedy. So now what's happening, because everybody is just telling you everybody want the truth, but nobody want to be honest. And unfortunately, that's what's, I would say the opposite now is happening, all right, where the coaches now cater to the players, and then now you're creating spoiled, entitled brat people. And that's what I think. That's why when you talk about mental toughness, DNA that's been lost, I think it's happening now. And it's happening in the high school levels. Now, certain things, right? Like Florida, when I told you the story before, I went to go see my nephew play. and that dad, his son messed up. Man, that dad, he's like hurt. And I was like, the dude hurt. He's like, man, come here, give me 5 push-ups. He didn't show him no love. It was like that movie 300. And I was like, I see why Miami players are so great, because of their mental toughness, you know?
Yeah.
And the gap is wide. So I disagree now. Yeah. That Coley mentality is not normal. It used to be normal back in the day, but now it's not normal like it was back in the day.
Yeah, y'all raising them in Miami and sending them to Alabama and Clemson.
Exactly. You know? But I guarantee you, right? Hey, no doubt. You bring that up, though, KLEW. But when you talk about that firm structure and control, right, whether you agree with them or not, Nick Saban is like that. Dabo Swinney is like that. They're bringing that control. They're not kissing up to those guys for the most part. I don't know, but from outside looking in, that's what I see. When you look at the programs of being successful, right, a lot of them, that the coaches is holding those kids accountable. All right. And that's the key. That discipline, you got to have it.
Lakeisha, we got anything?
Well, Adam said that, back in the day, playing was a privilege. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
And has it changed at all?
Playing being a privilege?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to side with MB when you talk about that. I know I bash him and beat him up all the time, but I gotta agree with him finally. Yeah, it was a privilege back in the day. For us, we honestly thought you had to earn your job. Like, boy, we see these boys now, and I'm saying, forget. We had to earn our job in Little League. That's what I'm talking about. These jokers transferred and recruit in Little League. Oh, don't worry about it. I got his sign up fee paid for, and I'm gonna pick him up and bring him home.
Right.
Kid ain't never got a chance from that point on. You done took care of him since he was 8 years old. He had it his way. It's been Burger King all his life.
Exactly.
I can't mess with nothing like that. So yeah, it used to be a privilege. I remember we had a little draft, man, and then we had to fight for who was gonna play running back, who gonna play quarterback, and then you get to high school and it's like, man, well, I know I ain't gonna have a chance for varsity. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, hey man, you bring him over here, he playing varsity as a freshman. Dang, how that happened? Go ahead, LB.
Yeah, hey, it's funny because, man, I spent 2 years on JV, man. Before I spent 2 years. I had to earn my way up, But you know what? When I was coaching at Miami, right, I let the guys know right from the start. I say, bro, this ain't Pop Warner where everybody get to play. I say, this ain't that ain't this type of party. You're gonna earn your playing time. And then what I did was I always communicated with them during that process. Hey, look, man, this is where you at. This is what you're doing well. This is what you need to work on. If you want to get on the field, man, this is what you got to do. And you gotta lay it on the line. But you're right, man. Nowadays, man, the parent coming and they talking to, man, my son ain't playing and da-da-da. Man, sit down somewhere. I got this. I trust me. I got this. And like I said, people want to hand me out. They want you to give them something, and that's delusion because the world ain't giving you nothing. You get what you earn, right? You get what you earn. And so we got to have that mindset. But right now, that's what I keep telling you, it's that spoiled brat mentality, that entitled mentality that's got to change.
Well, anything else, Lakeisha? Because we're going to wind this on out, y'all.
No, we just have a few comments if you wanted to look at those. Just talking about Eddie Brown was a DB and they needed a receiver, not necessarily questions, just comments from Adam. Melvin Bratton was better than Turner Gill.
Hey, we'll have to argue that one. I don't even think, hey, watch this. I don't even think Mel will go for that one. Not at that time, because remember, Turner was a senior at that point when Mel was just getting there. Yeah. So I don't think Mel even agree with you on that one.
Mel gave a good look. And Scott, I mean, you look at that, right? Mel was talking about, man, he got redshirted. He didn't play. And he's a scout team quarterback, but he took pride in that.
Yeah.
He took pride that, man, in my preparation, getting those guys ready. I understand my role right now. It's not going to always be that way, right? But I'm paying my dues.
Cut that out, man. You know what it was. He wanted to see them get cussed out. Hey, just like when I was in the scout team with the Giants. Oh, I'm gonna get y'all cussed out. Hey, LB, you see that card? I ain't running that. I'm gonna blitz over here. I don't care about what y'all run. Man, listen, I say they ain't gonna go. Man, they used to draw the cards. You go run right into the dude. You know T.O. ain't coach us like that. Like, T.O., you see, he's like, man, you know that ain't gonna happen. Get there. I was like, all right.
So KLEW, do we blame the parents for this? Carol said it's the parents who was not successful with the system of earn your time that's paying these coaches for time. Is it the parents that's kind of breaking down the system of earn your time?
Yeah, because y'all driving somewhere else or y'all sending them somewhere else. Y'all letting them know it's okay because he's treating you unfairly. Y'all don't stick it out. Y'all don't force the kid to stick it out. Like, look, no, let me see that you better than this kid. Not because see this what I the best advice I got in football, right? was from my mother. Right? Best advice ever. Because I called her complaining. Man, this is happening. You know, that's happening. Hey, they doing me wrong. And my mom said the best advice in the world. She said, make them miss you. I was like, oh man, this lady crazy. MB, I say this lady crazy. She don't know what I'm talking. What, Mom, you been around football our whole life, and now I'm in college. You said it out talking about make them miss you. Like what is how that go with football? Wow. And I said, Mom, I don't understand. She said, listen, when you out there, if you leave and they can't tell the difference, you don't need to be out there. But if you out there and it's a complete difference, guess what? Everybody know what the deal is. Yeah. My whole attitude changed, and I ruin practice every day. like y'all ain't running a play out here, because that's what it is. She didn't say, "Hey, baby, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to cuss out the coach." Right. She didn't say none of that. She said, "Look, make a mission." Period.
That's so powerful, man. It's the same thing, KLEW, with my mom. She let me know early, man. I saw my mom work 2 jobs, nurse's aide, and the day off for her was not going to the second job. She worked 7 days a week, bust her butt, man. And so she taught me the same work habit. She said, look, Mike, you got to work harder than the white man. You got to work. You can't use that as an excuse. You got to outwork everybody, all right? You got to pay the price to be the best. And that helped shape my life. So what your mom said to you was right on. We didn't babysit them, man. A lot of these, and it's not all of them. Everybody's guilty in this. Coaches are guilty. Some coaches are guilty. Parents are guilty, right? But parents, we got to take your breast out of their mouth and let them grow up and be a man. And right now, just think about it. If you put a cast on a healthy arm, what's going to happen? The muscle's going to start atrophy.
It's going to atrophy. Yeah,
right? Absolutely. In order to grow, you got to go through resistance. Yeah. And it's just like, if I want to get bigger, stronger, I got to pump heavy weights. Mentally, if I got to get tougher, right? I got to go through stuff to get mentally tougher, because those are the skills needed to be successful. This lady, Angela Duckworth, she coined this term about grit. And she said one of the indicators if a person can be successful or not is not how much talent they have, not how smart they are, how much money they have. Grit. And grit in the short term is how mentally tough they are, how resilient, that fight in them, right? And that's what's missing. Like KLEW said earlier, that mental toughness, man, to persevere when you go through trials and tribulation. Because either you're going through a storm, you about to going through a storm, or you coming out through a storm. Nobody immune to the storms in life. Absolutely. And you got to have that grit to survive nowadays.
Absolutely. I think that's the great way to end, man. I want to definitely, it's some sad news just happened yesterday in two folds. First of all, condolences from MB and KLEW, Lakeisha as well, and Sideline to Baseline show, man, to Rashay Caldwell, who was murdered actually yesterday on Saturday. So that's tough for him and his family. So our condolences goes out to him and
the Florida family.
Yeah, and the Florida family, because we had them on about 3 weeks ago, and he would have been in that era that we had on the phone call. So want to do that, and as well a Hall of Fame, Black College Hall of Fame famer, FAMU football Hall of Famer, as a coach and player, coach as I knew him, Ken Riley, passed away on yesterday as well, and hopefully, because he was the Bengals career interception leader in the NFL, so thought that he may make it into the NFL Hall of Fame before he passed. So hopefully the NFL does the right thing pretty soon and get him in the Hall of Fame. So our condolences goes out to him and his family and the Rattler family as well, because I know everybody really loved him. He was a coach for a long time there, and then an athletic director at FAM for a long time as well. So we definitely want to send our condolences out for him and his family. Make sure you guys come see us on Wednesday. We do Take It to the Streets again on Wednesday, and then our show every Friday. Hey man, we going out west. Far out west, man. We gonna go out there and get them Trojans, man. I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fight songs in the world, but it's something about that Trojan fight song, MB. I'ma just call a spade a spade. It is different, man. And we gonna get a chance to have some of them guys out. On the show.
Man, we got Lofa Tuapa, we got my boy Chris Richard, we got Lindell White, we may have Reggie Bush, all right, that 2003, 2004, all right, national championship team. All right, we taking out, like he said, West Side. All right, we're going out west, man. It's gonna be great. And I have an opportunity to talk to those boys and let them share how they put that thing together, man. Amazing story, man. Look forward to it this Friday, 6 p.m. All right, same place, same time. We getting it done.
Lakeisha, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I just appreciate it. Carolyn said, God bless you all for this amazing show. So job well done, guys.
And Lakeisha, you did an outstanding job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Hey, we gonna pass out Lakeisha's number. Y'all let me know. Let me know in my DM. I'ma shoot it to you.
Great job, Lakeisha.
Hey, we appreciate y'all coming and watching as usual, man. We love y'all, man. And Sideline to Baseline, MB and KLEW, and special host, special guest Lakeisha. We are gone.
See y'all.
Bye, guys.